Oh my God, where am I? Wait, I finally figured this out. It looks like what I'm used to, but I don't see myself. Hold on. Oh, I know why. Oh my God, duh. That was so dumb. You guys, can you see and hear me? There's nothing here to see yet. So no. Oh, Cuffyou's here. Cuffy, can you see me and hear me? If so, I might do a cartwheel. This looks so much more like what I'm used to. Definitely. Thank God. See, thank you, Jesus, for pulling through for us. I was like over here going, come on. Oh, you guys like my shirt? I made it. I made it myself. I'm getting better. Pretty soon I'm going to make some and then we'll, this actually, they have a wheel spin. I don't know if you remember Cuff You, but I was just saying to you that I wanted to figure out how to do like prizes and stuff. And here Streamlabs has the wheel. I just have to figure out, I learned how to save all of our members to um, to an Excel file. So hopefully we'll be able to just figure out how to upload the Excel file. See, I'm getting better. Oh, thank you, you guys, for hanging in there. I have no idea what the hell was happening. Hi again. Hi, Truth. I am so sorry, everyone. I restarted my whole computer. This literally looks like what I'm used to. I don't know how to get I don't know how to get the chat on the screen, but I don't want to mess with it. So, oh wait, you guys, look what I have. You know I love my sound effects. We can chant. There you go. Hot air. Who the hell wants an air horn? We can gasp. We can laugh. Or laugh like this. And then we have two drums. I like that. Oh, I like drum one better. Okay, so here we go, you guys. I have no idea if for some reason, because I've never used this before, so if for some reason you guys, oh, I could do that later. If for some reason, I apologize. If for some reason, Cuff You, some like there's a super chat or something like that, please tell me because I'm trying. And I don't want to miss anything because you know that I like, you know. All right, I'm in my chat. You guys, look at this. So next time I come in, I'm not doing it now, obviously. But apparently I can set like intros and outros. This is so much easier. I literally was going to write like a letter, like a bitch letter because oh no, don't do that. Don't connect my Streamlab. No, thank you. I'd rather not know what's happening. As long as you guys can hear me. Hi, Kim. Hi, Tony. Thank you guys for hanging in there. Hi, Harlot. Hi, Cuff You. Truth's here. There's a couple of us here. Oh, look at that. I learned how to do that too. Somebody do me a favor, and if you're like a member, like Truth, can you do me a favor? And you know, like when you do, it looks like you're doing a super chat and you post like how many months you've been here. I just want to see if it's something that comes up, like how it comes up, because I don't want to miss anybody's anything. I do appreciate you guys so very much. Oh, I'm so happy. Harlot's here. Hi, Harlot. Oh, good, you guys. I feel better now. All right, so now, with all that being said, and everybody can hear me, thank God, that was so annoying. I was like getting nervous. I worked on it all day. So whatever, I'm gonna have to figure out how to pull that stuff into this, but I'll figure that out a different day. For right now, I made a playlist for some of the things that I wanted to go over. So wait, let's see what's happening with the Shanannigans live. I just want to make sure that Birdie and everyone comes over here, and Zach. Oh no, Birdie and Zach. I hope you guys come over here and you see this. I'm going to tell people I started a new live. So sorry. And I'll delete that one later. Okay, so I told everyone over there that I started a new live to come look for me. And then in the meantime, well, and did you guys, I guess I could still use my thumbnail. I'll just have to upload it later to a different one. But I was like, Shanannigans. I thought that was pretty creative. I don't know how creative it was, but hey. All right, here we go. I'm in. All right, I'm in all right, now I just have to see how I share it. Hold on. And then we can start. Okay. All right, so let me share. Here we go. Okay, you guys. Oh, I have to click show on stream. Sorry. Okay, so all right, so okay, we got to hear. I have no idea why there's Christmas trees in the background, but I don't know. But there's Christmas trees in the background. Oh wait, look, we could do. We're gonna do this one. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so until I get my minds behind true crime up there myself, I'm gonna go with the greenery. All right, so let's go over here. Shoo, I'm so glad this is working, you guys. And then what I'm going to do is make it bigger for you guys. Oh, this is fun. Look how fun that is. Woohoo! I'm so excited. It does not take a lot to get me that excited, clearly. Okay, so back to this now. Oh, that's so weird. I'm not used to being on this side. Let me see. Can we go back to, oh, that makes me really small though. I'm gonna have to play with it later. Oh, look at that. This is fun. I have ADD so bad, you guys. So while I'm showing a video, let me do this. Actually, I'm going to get a drink real quick because my throat hurts, but let's start watching this. So this very first video that I show here, and thank you to Kelly from Lots the Obsession. I have a few different videos we're going to watch here. Actually, sorry, this is the one I'm supposed to start with. I apologize. I do have these in an order. See, look, it says upcoming for that live. If only I knew how to do it. Okay, so right here, this is Neek's Peaks. So, and again, thank you to Kelly from Motsy Obsession, because I am going to show one of her shorts, I think it is. So thank you to her. And I will put, since I just did this real quick again, I don't have all of the proper stuff. Hi, Zach. I'm so glad you found us. And I think Birdie found us too. Oh, Tease is here. You guys are all coming in. Shut up. I love you guys. I can't. Squid's here. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I guess it really, I guess it does matter if you're breaking up, because I bet people jumped on, heard it all breaking up, and then they click out to somewhere else, which I would probably do too, let's be honest. So I'm glad that we have things working right now. Jenny's here. Everybody's here. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, so let me tell you what this is. So this first video that I have over here is from Neek's Peaks, and hopefully one of my beautiful mods will put it in the chat, Neek's Peaks, but I will also add it to the description after this live. So we're going to look at this, and what we're looking at is there's going to be a lot of me reading in this first one. It's going to introduce you to Baby Wise. So that's why it says Becoming Wise. I thought that was pretty cool. And BabyWise is, for anybody that doesn't know, it's a system where people, I'll wait to get my drink, hold on. It's a system where people, they they get on like a schedule with their kids and stuff, everything from like a proper eating schedule to a sleeping schedule, which I have to be honest with you, as somebody who teaches child development, schedules are amazing. So it's not the schedule that I have a problem with. For me, it's more of like the things like how does she come up at 6:30? So she puts the kids to bed at night at 6:30 and they don't wake up until the next day at like 6:30. So they're in their beds for 12 hours and then they take a 3-hour nap. So they're in their rooms 15 hours a day. So that's the part that I'm like, yes, so I have on a lot of eye makeup, and let me tell you why. Because with every other platform that I go on, I get washed out all the time. So I guess this platform, I don't have to put on as much eye makeup. So there you go. But there you go. That's why I'm wearing, well, it looks like I'm actually not wearing more eye makeup. You just literally, I look washed out if I don't put stuff on. So, but now I know for next time, no big deal. But again, thank you, Cuffy, for putting sneak peeks in the chat. Let me just show everybody here. Look, see, I'll get used to this real quick. There you go. So with BabyWise, again, I think it's okay to put kids on a schedule. I do think in the first few weeks of life, I don't know that scheduling is like in the first few weeks of life, you just should make sure that, oh, you said I look fabulous earlier. Thank you, Cuffy. I appreciate you. But yeah, the schedule thing's okay, just not in the first few months. Like maybe, a few months in, start to get on a feeding schedule and maybe a nap schedule. And you'll see. So for most North American babies, so I don't know. And if you live in a different country, please let us know what is the recommendation or the norm where you live. But in the United States, most people in the very beginning, well, so the first few months, the baby needs to survive. So there's not a whole lot of scheduling going on. It's more like the baby needs to eat, be held, changed, sleep, a repeat type thing. And then a few months in, especially by like 6 months, they become more discriminant on who they want to feed them, things like that. So they get pickier with that stuff. And when it comes to sleeping, they'll start to sleep around like 2 naps a day, usually like an hour and a half and then another hour and a half. So like a morning nap and then an afternoon nap. Eventually, it is recommended that you go down to 1 nap a day for about 3 hours, like somewhere in the middle of the afternoon. And again, these are just recommendations. It doesn't mean that you're like a bad parent if you didn't do these things, right? I don't know what my mom did with us when we were kids, and I turned out okay. So at least I think so. But okay, so I just wanted to set that up. So it is okay to do a schedule. It's going to be more of the rigidity of the schedule that is off-putting here for me. Actually, I am going to, I'm not going to put the volume on this one because it's a lot of music. And last night on Mark the Sharks, I got a copyright. It wasn't a strike though, but I had to do all this stuff to undo it. And they like demonetized it and we don't really get much to begin with. So it's just not worth it. So over here, I'm just going to read you the stuff, what it says. So I don't know if you guys can see this over here. So this is Cece right here. I think that's Cece. Does anybody know, is that Cece or Bella? That might be Bella. Because I'm thinking Cece would have been in a crib if we saw this. But she has this camera, right? And it's really cool. Like she presses a button and you'll see Cece. Then she presses another button and you see Bella. And she'll show that often on stream. So here she's showing on a live stream. I don't know. It might be Bella, I guess. Somebody let me know if you know. But Frank, her dad, Frank Rusak is her dad. And he said, oh, Bella, duh. Poor Bella, you better hide that camera when I get there. And then he says, love you, Bella. And this is her dad pointing out that they're in the room a lot. Like this kid, I believe this is the picture where the book is upside down. So Bella's like trying to read a book, I guess, out of boredom. So he's like saying, you better hide that camera when I get there because I'm going to go get her and stuff. Then Shanann says, yet you don't go in there because I will ground you the rest of your trip. And he says, you tell her. And then Shanann says, "That's for me, Dad." Wait, she says, "That for me, Dad?" Question mark. And then Shanann says, "I have the keys to the room," which tells me that they lock them in. What do you guys think about that? So that's not unheard of, right? But it is a fire hazard, for one, but I think it also, like, this isn't a situation where I think you need to lock the kids out. Maybe a baby gate type thing. I don't know. For their safety. Maybe a few baby gates, one at the steps, one outside the door. I mean, there's a few different things that they could do. I don't know that I love the locking them in their bedroom thing. I don't know that that really works. You know what I mean? Let's see. Okay, so let me keep going. So then next it says, so this is their marriage, and I think it is important to point out that his parents didn't go to the wedding. So that was a big one, right? Because, um, you know, people would hope that their parents would come to their wedding. So that had to be hard for them and maybe his family too. I don't know, but I guess because they didn't like Shanann, not I guess. She tells us in some of her videos that they didn't like her, and that's why they didn't go to the wedding. They didn't approve. So here, Shanann on November 2nd, 2014. Look at her, beautiful and strong over here. It said reason number 9,864,753 reasons I love Baby Wise. Or duh, I already said the word reason. Time change, and we still had to wake up Bella this morning. 13 hours sleep. Lucky girl. Could you imagine? So I'm wondering. I wonder how old Bella is at this point. Well, I guess we could figure it out over here. It says 1 hour of sleep in 40 hours. I can't stop looking at her. Totally in love. I see so many of my features and Chris in her. She's our angel. Can't thank God enough for a healthy, beautiful baby. So far, she's doing amazing on her feeding schedule. Totally blessed. Now, you guys, she's still in the hospital. What do you mean feeding schedule? Maybe this is Cece then, because I feel like she didn't start it until Bella. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. But right? Like, you're in the hospital still. What do you mean feeding schedule? I don't know. I didn't love that. All right, let's keep going. I thought I hit play. My bad. There we go. Okay, so next we have, so this is Bella and this is Bella. Okay, she's face planted over here. Oh, her feet are a little bit dirty there, but that's neither here nor there. Kids' feet are always dirty. So this one is on August 1st, 2016. So this is 2 years later. So I guess that was Bella. And it says she's in the in-between stages of her hair growth. And then it says bedhead, and then it says hashtag what a 3 hour nap does to you. So, and we're going to see this often. She's going to say, she often says things like bedhead to Bella, and she'll like brush her hair over. Also, try to remember that as of 2016, she was in between stages of hair growth. So that I think it's interesting because there's times where her hair grows a certain length, I noticed, and then I don't know if because she was never diagnosed with it or anything, but there is a video I'm going to show next of the one where she's pulling Cece and they show her hair, and Shanann says, look, her hair fell out. And then Chris says she pulled them out. So that says to me trichotillomania, which is a hair pulling disorder. I might have actually showed the video last time we met. But again, I don't know how much of the short hair is because it didn't come in, or is it that Shanann's cutting it? I'm not sure. I don't know what you guys, what your opinion is. So then this one says over here, Bella woke up from a nap and crashed on the floor when she came down the stairs. She said she was still tired. 3 hour nap. Seriously, kid? So the kid's still tired. Then next we have Okay, so over here, this is June 3rd, 2014, and then July 31st, 2015. So this is 2 summers apart. This is Bella here. I started to notice that she starts to add the kid that it is. So she makes a Facebook for Bella and a Facebook for Cece. And the idea was when she posted these things, whatever kid was in like the picture or the post, she would tag them so that it almost like it was a photo album that they could then look back on later on in life. So, and I thought that that was sweet. I think nowadays, though, we do have to, I mean, I guess if you kept it private, that would have been an amazing idea, right? But I'd also be worried that my kids would get mad at some of the things that I shared. But anyway, so that's why I was always very careful about that stuff. So over here, she says she knows her nap times like clockwork, out shopping or not, worn out princess. So it's just she's showing us here that the schedule works for her. And then over here, a year later, she says, so many people had something negative to say when I put Bella on Baby Wise, eat, play, sleep schedule. 19.5 months later, not that she's counting, Bella still sleeps 13 hours a night. 13 a night? What? And 3.5 in the afternoon? The kids sleep in 17 hours a day? And she's over a year old? Then she says, doctor said that's amazing and so good for her. I started Celeste on Bella's old schedule the day she was born, just like I did with Bella. The nurses, she nurses at 7, 11, 3, and 7 per me waking her up, and then 11 or 12 at night, and once again at 3 or 4 a.m. per her waking up. She goes to sleep awake without crying, which is wonderful. I love Baby Wise, and it's the reason for my happy babies and my sanity. So there you go. What do you guys think of that? Again, I do think that maybe the schedule, because eventually my kids were on the schedule. So I'm not saying that I'm totally against this. I just don't know that you need to be that rigid about it, especially so early. And again, it's like the rigidity of it. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't if we were out somewhere, like I wasn't, you'll hear in, episodes that we do eventually that there are people that report that Christina Meacham, she stays with her for a while Shanann gets that neck surgery. I believe that's who stayed with her. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she even goes on to say, like, her schedule was her schedule, and that was it. Like, you didn't do. I mean, she went by her schedule. And then the dad, even when they go to North Carolina, the dad makes a comment about her having to adjust because they're eating dinner at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon and going to bed. Um, and he's telling her like she has to adjust. So then over here it says Chris Watts, rigid sleep. How weird is that? I did not wait. It's not even there unless you do that. Oh, it's the name of the thing. I was like, oh my God, I'm psychic. Oh my God, Zach, I'm psychic. So this one says dinner with my love. Put the girls to bed and left the monitor with Nona and Pop to watch our angels while we enjoy a mini date night. There you go. That's amazing. You still need to have date night. I'm all about it. Very healthy. So then we have the comments. I think that these are a great find, you guys, because if you try to look up all of the original stuff, almost everything's been scrubbed from the internet. So it's not unless you go to some of these other creators that were able to download and save all of the comments and the this, that, and the other that we would even have this stuff. So thank you to all of them. Oh, Mark gifted a member. Mark, shut up, Mark. Mark, thank you so much. Mark, did you see we got in trouble? Hi, Mark. Mark, we got in trouble. Oh, wait. It's a yes. Where is it? I wanted to put it up here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Of course, I don't see it over here. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mark. And we got in trouble last night, but it's okay. It didn't, it said it wasn't a strike or anything against the channel. So we're good. No big deal. Even if it wasn't your fault. It was, we both did it. But I was like, oh no. So hopefully you were able to fix yours as well. And then we just keep it moving. No big deal. So over here in the comments, it says, keep the love alive. Just because you have babies don't mean you cannot still have me time. And then it says, good on yous and enjoy. I don't know who that comment's from, but then Shanann writes, thank you. My girls go to bed at 6:30 p.m. every day so that we can have us time every day. It's very important to us. And then the person writes back, bless you. I think the parents of England should take notice of your ways. Maybe there would be less kids on our streets at night. All the parents want is drink, and rugs these days. Oh my God. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Sounds like a good bunch. We should go to England, you guys. Just kidding. Okay, so let's keep going. Then we have, okay, so now this is another woman that says, I trained Corey with Baby Wise too. Everyone thought I was nuts, including his daycare provider. She told me it was against everything she knew to wake up a sleeping baby, which I've said too. Best thing I ever did. Once Corey grew out of his reflux, he has always been a great sleeper. Our friends used to be shocked when his bedtime routine was over in minutes and we would turn on the monitor and be done. They would say, isn't he going to come down or call for you? And don't you have to rock him or something? Nope, laid him down and he put himself to sleep. He's never even slept in our bed. One more reason to love Shanann. Okay, so let me tell you what I think here. You guys, the baby should never be in your bed, period. We have way too fluffy bedding, especially in the United States. We have double pillow tops. One pillow top isn't enough. We need a double. The baby doesn't have fine motor skills. So if the baby rolls over and part of that pillow top obstructs their airway, they can't like pinch you and be like, bitch, wake up. I can't breathe. You know what I mean? So you're doing them a disservice by, putting them in a bed with you. Don't do that if you do that. And again, I shouldn't say don't do that. That's not nice. It is not recommended that you sleep with your baby in your bed because they lack fine motor coordination. And, they have basic survival skills and we're born with a whole bunch of innate reflexes, but those reflexes do not stand the test of time when it comes to are double pillow tops, right? So just be careful with that. The second thing I would say here is I too think it's important that you don't rock your kids to bed every time. I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever, but when a parent is like almost like held hostage by their child, because eventually, this is the thing, this is what I teach my students in developmental and child development. In the first year of life, in my opinion, and this is from all of my research and the 22 years, and even having like being a mom of two kids, it is, in my opinion, oh, Allie, oh, I thought Allie was going to want to go, but we're good. So it was always important for me to go to my kids when they cried in the first year. So babies don't have they don't have the ability to articulate what it is that they want or need. If they did, again, they would tell us. So the only way that they can communicate in the first year of life is through crying. And of course, towards the end of the first year, they'll be able to say things like dad, dad, mama, stuff like that. But crying is the way that they alert us that something's wrong or that they're in distress of some sort, right? So I tell my students for the first year, you should go to a baby when they cry. I was taught to like let the baby cry it out type thing. I don't think that that's the best advice. I actually think that in that first year of life, you should go to the kid because chances are they're crying for a reason. And I also tell my students, if let's say they just ate, you burped them, you changed them, you did all the things and you're like, I don't know what's wrong. I always tell students to undress the baby if this ever happens and the baby's still crying like something's wrong. Now, you would assume if they're pulling on their ear, maybe they have like an earache, stuff like that. But I'm saying like if you can't figure it out, take all their clothes off sometimes, we don't realize that we, put their diaper on and maybe a piece of the sticky tab is like sticking or pinching their skin, or maybe their pants are giving them gas. I don't know. Maybe they're tight. There's just so many different things that could be, going on that they can't articulate to you, that isn't something like sleep, feed, the normal things. So, and then I tell my students, Eddie, it's not like on your first birthday, like you switch a switch on and you're like, okay, no more, you know, I'm not coming anymore. That's not what I mean. So, what I mean by for the first year is that as soon as your baby uses crying as a form of manipulation, that's when you could let them cry it out a little bit. So, what do I mean by that? Eventually, the baby is going to hear their brothers and sisters outside of their room, and they're going to want to be up and playing with them too. And you're going to tell the brothers and sisters, like, shh, shh, I don't want them to hear you. They think you're in bed. And the baby's going to cry, 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 mom, mom, mom. And they might even do something to where you're convinced that they just like smash their head. Eventually, you go in because they're crying and they're like, hi. That's when you can tell them that they're safe, you love them, and it's time to go to bed. And then you shut the door, and hopefully within a few minutes, they fall asleep. So they do have to learn how to self soothe eventually. But until they can use it as manipulation or to get what they need done, you should go to them. Then Shanann says here, oh my God, yes, I love snuggling with my girls, but they have never slept in our beds. Both were in their own cribs at 9 weeks old and sleeping from 6:30 p.m. to 6:37 a.m. What? At 9 weeks? No way. That's 2 months old. Belle and Celeste both still nap 12 to 3 every day. That was my kids' exact nap time. Eating schedule too, they need structure. I agree with that. They need to be taught it. I agree with that. As parents, that's our job. I agree with that. I love it, Bonnie. Oh, meanwhile, I'm so sorry, Bonnie. They crossed your name out, and then Shanann writes it here. Everyone was against it with us except everyone was against it with us except our doctor. He thought it was excellent. So there you go. There's that next one. Of course, Allie wants me to let her out. So give me 1 second. And I am going, oh, here we go. And I'm going to go let Allie out so that she doesn't bark. And I feel bad not letting her out. She might have to pee. Hold on. Hold on, Allie. Here I come. Come on, Thor. Okay. I'm back. All right. Okay, so here we go. So let me keep going. Is everybody good over here, I hope? This little MFer must be full of shit because he just exploded. Oh my God, I hate when that happened. It's going to be so dang hard not to spoil your kid. Well, actually, Zach, if you think about it, I'm kind of telling you to in the first year. Spoil them in a way of like going to see what it is that they need. So, but then after that, when they start playing, you trust me, you'll be tired enough to be like, listen here, kid. I'll see you in the morning type thing. I mean, you'll have like the video where you're watching them and everything. So you know, obviously, if they really need you. Okay, so next we have, oh, I guess they gave us a minute to read that. So now we have Celeste. So that was Bella. So the first time in the bed, wait, what does it say? First time in bed with mom and dad. Okay, so it says Bella slept in our bed last night for the first time ever. She did not feel well and wanted mommy snuggles, even if that meant I slept in on the corner. Poor kiddos. Yep, they slept while I watched. Oh, that's actually cute. That's okay. So, you guys, I said not to let a baby sleep in bed with you. She clearly was a toddler. Once the kid can like move and, move something. The other thing is we're going to see a lot of their sleeping arrangements where she gives them a pillow and a blanket. it makes me so nervous, even though I know that that's not what takes their life inevitably, right? Every time I see it, I like my heart is like pounding out of my chest because I'm like, oh my gosh. Same thing like when I see the pictures of like Cece hanging off of the sink and stuff, I get nervous with that too. But this especially, and especially because Shanann often shows them and she'll say like, oh, these are definitely my daughters, because apparently I guess Shanann likes to cover her head and stuff while she sleeps. But there's a few of them where Cece is so wrapped in the blanket with, and then like the pillows over her head, so much so that like I literally feel anxiety knowing that she's waking up the next day after that. And that, but just watching it makes me so nervous. I also think in those videos, when we see her doing that, it is my opinion, and this is Jamie's opinion, not Dr. Vona, just me as Jamie. And I'm wondering what you guys think. I think she covers her head with the pillow and the blanket and all because that damn rain machine was so loud they probably couldn't fall asleep. Bella's sounded more like rain than Cece's. Cece sounded more like white noise, and it was so loud. So this is Cece. It says Celeste last night slept with us with a bad ear infection. Tonight, Bella seems to have come home from school with a stomach virus. Oh, that's cute though. So that just says to me that Bella sees Celeste getting attention and also wants that same thing. Who doesn't want to sleep in bed with their mom at that young age? Oh my God, you guys, does anybody else see this? How doesn't that look like a scary like mask or something? Ooh, I just got like the goosebumps. Celeste last night slept with us. Oh wait, here it goes. Bella's come home from school with a stomach virus, and then it says first one ever. Oh wait, what's the date on this? 2016? November 5th. I want to say it says 2016. I think that's what it says. If anybody can see, let me know, because this definitely says her first stomach virus ever. And then it says, I'm extra thankful for Thrive today. Here's to hoping she doesn't throw up on me tonight. So this is interesting, you guys, because she doesn't start Thrive until a little bit later. That's so interesting. So I think Bella is a little bit more than a year older than Cece. So let's say like a year. So, and Cece's born. So Bella's at least 2 or 3 here. At least. Wow. It's it's very unlikely, you guys. Oh, statistically, I don't know. You could say that Cece gets a lot of colds. I'm trying to like not only play devil's advocate in my head, but I'm always, whenever I'm like saying I don't know where I look like, I'm like thinking it's because I probably have thought of the reverse in my head, because I often try to take both sides of something so that I could try to pierce through it. So when you see me doing that, that's what's happening. But I guess what I'm thinking is Cece is sick the whole time. Bella eventually gets an allergy test where, Cuff You, I know that you followed this case. Let me know if you remember and tell me if I'm crazy, but I have like an amazing memory. And I remember, I haven't been able to find it, but I swear I remember that Bella was the one that had all of the allergies and like the peanut allergy and everything. But then Celeste is the one that Shanann winds up telling everybody has a tree nut allergy. That always was confusing to me. Am I crazy? There's a possibility I could be, but if anybody knows out there, please let me know, because again, I do think that Bella was the one that Shanann tells us has a peanut allergy and shows us Bella's back and it's got some bumps on it. And then like a year later shows Cece with bumps and says she has a severe peanut allergy. Yeah, tell me if I got that wrong. I'm telling you, that's what I remember, you guys. Which would be very odd, right? Because the chances of Bella just all of a sudden not having a peanut allergy after having one are going to be slim to none. So that's interesting. And actually, I could go a step further. Kelly from What's the Obsession she's done such great work on this case. One of the things that she did that I was like, oh, look at that. She got like the Thrive box and read the side of the box, but back when they made them back then, because you can't really look at the ingredients today, right? Because they might be different. So she looked at it back then, and all like Cece's favorite Thrive bar. I'm going to see if you guys know. So I'm going to go let the dogs back in, and we're going to see if you guys know what is Cece and Bella's favorite Thrive bar. I know the answer to this. Come on, Belly. All right, let's see if anybody got it right. Let's see. Let's see. There are rumors of chocolate, nuts, sinus, all kinds of stuff. Oh, let's see. Do they both have allergies? So this is the thing, Harlot. They both have like seasonal allergies and stuff, and like mold and stuff like that. I remember I had like all the things too, like hay fever, all the things. But the thing that was interesting to me is what are the chances of someone getting a peanut allergy at 1 or 2 and then losing that allergy at 3? But then the little one has it. And okay, birthday cake, good job. So Cece, good job, Tony. Oh, Tony, you're so pretty. Look at you. All right, with your glasses. I love them. Very good. So Tony gets that right. So Cece's favorite was birthday, birthday. Birthday, birthday. And Bella's was, anybody remember Bella's? Yes, they're like power bars. Bella's, you guys, was cinnamon, the cinnamon bun. You don't know what this Thrive nonsense is, let alone any favorite, Shelly. I love you. You are so funny. So this is the thing, Shelly. I think what we find is that, well, we know it's an MLM. So what is it? Multi-level marketing, where it's like the pyramid scheme is what some people might call it. And Shanann worked for many over the years. Thrive and what was it, 31 or something, you guys? Where like the two she was like kept going with, but like Thrive was like her thing now. But the thing is, you have to promote your lifestyle because the whole point of Thrive is like, look at my kids. They're so out of hand. They're crazy. But thank God mommy thrives. And she would always say that, right? You guys, she would say, thank God mommy thrives. These kids are out of control. And like, you'll look at the kids and they're like scooting like a train. I'm like, doesn't look very out of control with me. Yeah, like they even had like dolls involved. I was like, nobody was fighting over the dolls. Like, but she'll be like, look, they're wild. That's what she would say. These kiddos are wild. Look at these wild kiddos. Now, I will say, yes, like Mary Kay back in the day, that's exactly what it's like. Yes. But this was worse. I feel like at least with Mary Kay, I felt like there were people that genuinely, like I had aunts that like swore by their Mary Kay. They did not want anything else. Like that's what they wanted. So I guess you could say Shanann swore by Thrive, but did she? Or, I always wondered how much of it is that it was, isn't it vitamins, right? It's like what would it be called? A hyperdermal patch? Anyway, a dermal patch or something where it looks like a sticker and you could put it anywhere on the body and that's how it gets like absorbed through your body and it's like nutrients and stuff like that. So I don't think that it harmed anyone in that sense. Now, towards the end, they get this duo patch, which is like 2 patches you put on. And they said that there's like caffeine in them. And Chris winds up losing all that weight, but it's also There's also research to back that when people start to cheat and they start to like go out of their marriage, that one of the common themes is losing weight and like going to the gym. So could this have been like caffeine and maybe he reacts to the caffeine a little bit, almost like it gives him a boost to go to the gym and stuff, possibly. But then how much of it does Nicole Kessinger play in it, where he meets her and now he has a reason to want to look better because he wants to impress this girl. And if what we have heard is true, there's other people that came out and said that he had affairs with them as well. So this wouldn't have been his first affair. So, you know, that, and again, I'm not saying if anybody out there, if you're losing weight or your spouse is losing weight, do not start a fight after this and be like, Dr. Vona said, you know, hopefully they're doing it for health reasons, right? But when you do see, he lost it prior to meeting NK, that's good to know, Cuffy. So that's really important, right? That's important. So, do you think that the dual burn had an effect on him? And it could have, right? I think they said that there was caffeine in it. And does anyone know if there's, if not, I don't know about the dual burn, but does anyone know if Shanann wore the, I think she wore like the Thrive patches during pregnancy. And are they okay to use during pregnancy? I wonder. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that, but let me keep going. Okay, so kids in bed at 6 p.m. It got less. Now it's 6 p.m. Kids in bed at 6 p.m. What? Winning. What? Wine, anyone? What? And then it says, these are the comments. Look at the people. They did like the, like, oh my God faces. And then it has, can I drink wine or vodka? And Shanann writes, Santa Margarita wine and Grey Goose vodka. And then the woman writes back, I'm in. And then the next comment says, do you take your box with a cup or a straw? Oh, I guess the box of wine. And she says, I wish. Or somebody else said, I wish. And then someone else says, you are the bomb. I'm over here with the stomach flu. And then Shanann says, I'm sorry, love. And I'm surprised she didn't say you should be on Thrive and you would be good. And then we have, it says, hell, LOL, mine were asleep by 8:30. That's a record for me. But I had some help with 2 of the 3, Benadryl. Oh, I don't like that. You guys, don't put your kids to bed with Benadryl, please. That's not okay. Especially like when used as like a bedtime remedy. There's got to be something better. So then Shanann writes, mine at 6:30 every night, but today Bella missed a nap, so 6 it is. And then the woman says, Blaze didn't have, oh, sorry, I didn't realize it was playing. It said Blaze didn't have but maybe a 30-minute nap and has gone hard. We even had a lot of pouting today. Figured that would wear them out. But asleep by 8:30. I'll take it. Usually you have at least one up until 10, LOL. Shanann says, LOL, die, LOL. Or she said, I die, LOL. I need quiet time, LOL. And then Shanann posts a picture of her, and I believe that's her friend Christina, right? And I believe she's there because she's going to be staying with her for a month or something or whatever to take care of Shanann post-surgery. So then somebody else writes, Brandon was up till 9 with like an, oh my God, like face. And it says, that's late for him. And Shanann says, oh. And there we go, closer up picture. And then we have my babies. I wonder what 3 would be like. Hang on. And then it says, oh my God, 24 people shared that. Because this was, oh no, I'm thinking this was screen grabbed on that day, but that's not true. That could have been after they passed away. So this one says, My third was the easiest. He was super laid back, like his big bro, and was happy to hang out with his baby wrap sling with me while I worked. He slept through the night from about 6 weeks with no sort of sleep training and has been an absolute joy. Now, if only the boys could teach Lily how to behave, I'd love I'd love more, but it will not be happening. I need someone to have a baby close by so I can have cuddles. You should totally go for number three if you want. Don't look back in 10 years and wish you had. And Shanann says, I use I used Baby Wise on both of mine. So the baby sleeping was no problem. I trained them. LOL. I almost feel like this is like the second or third time that she says that where a parent like kind of I almost feel like there's like some of these parents that are reaching out to her to be like, don't worry about it, like hang in there, like kind of giving her a confidence type thing, only to realize that not only did she not need that confidence boost, but she comes back with like, oh yeah, I just do this. Like I don't need to rock my kid. I don't need to do it. So I feel like by saying that other people could feel bad about themselves, which I don't love. All right, so next we have just bought baby travel system and crib. Yes, I know early, but it was over 50% off of Babies R Us. And then it says on May 22nd, 2017, 6:26, and both kids bathed and in bed. Hashtag thriving mama wins. Then we have somebody says, I wish. Somebody else says 8:30 p.m. here, and Dylan's been in bed for 10 minutes with very little fight from him. Yay. Wow. And it probably took a few minutes to like get online and stuff. Kids go to bed at 6:30 p.m. and I have to wake them in the morning for school. Hashtag baby wise kids, hashtag winning, hashtag decision, hashtag went to wake them. This is the thing, you guys. Does anybody really think like does anybody really think that the kids slept for 13 hours? For me, if they were sleeping when she went in to get them, it's probably more likely that they're sleeping again, right? From whether crying or just laying there, that's probably more likely than the fact that they've gone to sleep and not waking up. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? That's always seemed a little bit much to me. Then we have the comments. Yes. And then we have another comment. I wish mine stayed on Baby Wise. Shanann says, I stuck with it, even when Bella tried to fight it. And then Shanann says, I started Baby Wise from literally day one in the hospital. We did it with our oldest and it worked great. Oh, this is the woman I think writing back. We did it with our oldest and it worked great until we started introducing food. Our youngest had and still has such a small stomach that he couldn't last as long as he needed to during the night. There you go. And then someone says, how old are they? And Shanann says, Celeste is 2 and Bella will be 4 in 5 weeks. And then someone else says, I use Baby Wise too. Oh, wow. But again, right? Doesn't this make the other mom feel bad? I mean, I don't know if it does, but I'm saying like if my daughter wrote this, I would have been like, gee, take that down, or Eva, take that like, you're gonna make so and so feel like they couldn't hold out the fight because she's literally like, I stuck with it as opposed to you didn't. But I don't think that Shanann means it that way. I think she's just literally, bragging about her success with it. And not even in a cocky way, just like, like, yes, like I'm doing a great job. Tried to fight a feeding schedule equals what? Hunger? I don't like that. Oh. Someone posted this from a mutual baby wise discussion group, unsubstantiated, but it fits her written descriptions from her page using it since day one, etc. And again, this is from Neeks Peaks, and it says, when this is in Frederick and it's Shanann, it's on February 13th, 2014, and it says, hi everyone, I'm new to this group and I'm a new mommy. I've been doing Baby Wise on our 8-week old since the day I gave birth. I started the schedule at the hospital. Since she was born, I had her on feeding at 7, 10, 1, 4, 7, 11, 3 a.m. Sleep from 8:30 to 10 a.m., 11:30 to 1 p.m., 2:30 to 4 p.m., 5:30 to 7 p.m., 8:30 to 11, 11:30 to 3, or when she was done feeding, 3:30 to 7 a.m., or when she was done feeding. Playtime after she ate until she went to sleep, except after her 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. feedings. She has done great. I have been I have been letting her wake up with me for her night feeding since 4 weeks. The last 3 weeks, we are only doing one night feeding after 7 p.m. What? This past 9 days, she is stretching it still till, she is stretching it till 4 or 5 a.m. And then we start the day over at 7 a.m. Oh, oh no. We just reached 8 weeks. So the kid's only 2 months old? No, guys, don't do this. Is way too soon. Why? We started the day over at 7 a.m. We just reached 8 weeks and was wanting to see what others did at this milestone as far as the schedule. Do I continue this one night feeding for another week? Week? I thought she was going to say month. And then let her cry it out. Don't do that. Do I continue this one night feeding for another week and then let her cry it out at weeknight? When should I start stretching her day feedings to every 4 hours? She's a good baby. So then it says, so only 5 feedings, question mark? I would say that your baby is probably legitimately hungry. And then it says, Baby Y says to have 7 feedings until the baby's 12 weeks old, 6 feedings until the baby's 6 weeks old, 16 weeks old. You can drop down to 5 feedings once the baby is 16 weeks old. Wow. Wow. I would not let my baby cry in hunger. And I teach child development. I don't know. I don't agree with that. Oh, well, they really gave us time to read that. All right, so this one says, on April 11th, 2017, that's a really cute picture, and the girls are sitting together on the chair, and it says, watching Mona for the first time with the girls. Then over here, we have our comments, and it says, such a great movie. Someone else says, it's one of my all-time favorite Disney movies. Another person says, your movie routine will forever be changed. Then Shanann says, we only watched 30 minutes. It was time for kids' bedtime at 6:30. What? And then someone says, I love that movie. Someone else says, we love that movie. And then she says, can't wait to finish it tomorrow. Oh, why even put it on? We only watched 30 minutes. What? They wanted to finish Mona. We, of course, started from the beginning. They won't last 15 minutes. Fingers crossed they watch the whole thing. And then here goes oh, that's adorable. Aww. Then it says, I want to join. And Shanann says, come on. And someone says, it is my daughter's favorite movie. We are watching it right now and will more than likely watch it about 5 more times today alone. Shanann says, LOL, so sweet. And then Shanann says, 30 minutes later, and here they're still there. And now they're on their comfy little couches or chairs or something. They look like chairs. They actually look pretty cool. And then it says, how sweet. They're too cute. I hate the orange. I don't know what it is. I shouldn't have said that out loud. That's not cool. I probably would have made them black back there and the wall white. But that's just me. Or red. I love red. Put red, black, and white in my face. Okay, so then we have thank you, says Shanann. And then someone says, I love that movie. And then Shanann I can't wait to finish it. Then person says, the best Disney movie ever, hands down. I don't even know if I've watched it, you guys. Moana, have you guys watched it? And then Shadan says, I haven't watched it all the way through yet. And then someone says, I'm a little biased. We live in Hawaii. Oh, maybe I did see a little bit of it, but I don't know that I watched the whole thing. We lived in Hawaii for 6 years when my hubby was in the USAF. Such awesome memories. And the movie brought it all back. And then someone says, how freaking sweet. And I love Moana. I have watched it so many times with the kids. I watch too. And Shanann says, oh, thank you. And someone says, love this movie. I like that there's no prince. Oh, yeah, I would like that too. Sorry, you guys. Sorry for the fellas in here. And again, it's not like for hate on men. It's more for the fact that it shows that you don't need anybody. So even if it was a girl at the end, it's just a point that you don't need anybody, that you could be whole yourself. And then Neeks Peaks points to where it says, I haven't watched it all the way through yet. And Neeks Peaks writes, I hope the girls did at least. Right? Seriously. Then Shanann says, jam into trolls and Moana soundtrack. Hashtag don't judge. And here's the comments. I love that Neek Peaks has the comments here. And it says, we were listening to them today on Pandora. Good music. Shanann says, it's downloaded on my Amazon Prime Music. And then the person says, hug me, like it's a GIF. And then it says, I love those soundtracks. Um, and then Shanann says, I still haven't watched them all the way through. Oh, and then Neeks Peaks points to it. And it says, I watched most of Trolls Monday when we were at the hospital with Celeste, but that's about it. And then it says, girl, sit your body down and watch. Wait, what? Booty down. Girl, sit your booty down and watch. I love animated films more than my kids, I think. And then Shanann says, sorry, me too. Just been so busy. And then someone says, I thought we were the only ones who blasted out soundtracks in the car. I can blast out a soundtrack. I don't know about the Moana soundtrack, but I could blast me a soundtrack. I'm Philly. All right, so on nap time, the difference between chillin'. Did you just hear what I said? Because I'm in Philly. There you go. On nap time. Oh, nap time. The difference between calling this routine a normal amount of sleep or not. And then it says they were having 3 hour nap times too, certainly before daycare. The weekend expectation, I assume. And then it says, and Neeks points to it, it says, I've never seen anything to indicate that 3 hour naps were the norm at the time of their deaths. Yeah, that is a norm. That's a norm. That's normal. Oh, she means we're the norm for them. How did you guys take that? Because a 3 hour nap is normal for their age, as long as they take them. So then over here, oh, that's cute. They're together. And Shanann, oh, this is, I think, when they're in, oh, this is right before they passed. Look how big they are, you guys. How did he shove them in an 8-inch, um, like slot? I don't know that it's possible. And for anybody that's like, wait, what did she just say? They found each one of these girls in two different batteries, like the ones that like hold crude oil and other things. And they were in two separate ones. So he couldn't even put them together. And the top, it's literally no bigger than like the inside of a paper plate. It's 8 inches. How was he able to get them through that? What do you guys think? So Shanann on July 2nd, 2018 says, my kids are out cold since 12:30. I think I should wake them now. It's almost 3 p.m. And then someone says, you finally wore them out, LOL. They will keep you up tonight. And Shanann says, nope, they sleep 2 to 3 hours during the day and go to bed at 6:30, 7 p.m. at night. And someone says, they are precious. And someone else says, poor babies. Right? Especially because they're on vacation. And there was a time difference. And then it says, first time snuggling in the same bed. Oh, I just had the same thing during their North Carolina trip, staying with their grandparents the month before their deaths. That's so crappy. Then we have, I picked this cutie up early today. She got up from her 3 hour nap story and did story time with snacks. Oh, that's so cute. That was May of 2018. Picked up early for a 3 hour nap. And then it says on this is July 16, 2016. Kids have been sleeping since 12:30. Pretty normal for Bella as her nap is normally 12:30 to 4. But Celeste's is 12:30 to 3. And the comments here are, well, your kids take awesome naps. Hope you all had fun today. And someone else says, well, and Shanann puts a big smiley face. Wow. And people would like did the shocked face. Then we have kids are napping. Now it's time for me to brace myself for Costco run. For a Costco run. Thank goodness we thrive. Mood support is being tested this week. Whose kiddos still nap? So this is the part that I don't like. So it's one thing to say embracing yourself for a Costco run and mood support is being tested this week, but the thank goodness we thrive is the part where it's like trying to sell something. But I guess that's what she's doing, right? That's her job. So then over here we have early naps, autumn refuses, LOL. Right now, Everly naps, sorry. Everly naps, autumn refuses, LOL. Right now, Everly is helping me clean though. Then tonight we will bake treats for the neighborhood. Aww. And then Shanann says, love it. We live off our kids napping, LOL. Aww. And then someone says, mine still naps most of the time. And Shanann writes hashtag Coral. That was her friend, Christina Meacham, I think. And then someone says, naps are a must at our house. And Shanann says, yes, girl. And then someone says, Dylan never napped. I'm fighting him now for one, though, since he only got 7 hours of sleep, but peed himself in the middle of the night. He's a wreck, and his eyeballs are rolling in the back of his head, and he's still refusing to sleep, LOL. I don't know that I would tell everybody on social media that my kid peed themselves. Then we have Dylan. Oh, that's the same one. It's over here, duh. And then, then somebody did this face. And someone says, nap? What's that? And someone says, mine, thankfully. Someone else says, I wish mine did, but I can't complain, as Duncan still sleeps till noon if I let him. What? Hopefully that kid's a teenager, but I doubt it, because why would they say, I wish mine did? That's a bit much. Oh, how cute. So over here we have, this is Bella on November 12th, 2016. Oh, that's so cute. And it says she's so cute sleeping. She sure does sleep like her mommy, LOL. Okay, so as adorable as this is, and I would say that at this point she could pull the blanket from her face, I still think that it's a hazard to let her sleep in bed with this blanket and pillow. There's just no need. We have like the pajama thing that like the zip up that you could put on right before you lay them down. So it's literally as if you're putting a blanket over them, but it's safe. And you just put one of those zippies on. And again, you would still put their pajamas or their outfit or whatever on underneath. But I would put that on top as like a blanket because I knew that it couldn't get over their face. And never a pillow. It's just not worth it, I promise you. And then Shanann says, she's so cute sleeping. She sure, I already read that. Okay, so here Shanann is with Frank, her dad, and two others on December 8, 2016. Oh, look, she's dyeing her hair. And look at Cece. I love Cece. Cece's like my favorite Watts of all time. I love that kid. So she says, so my days are extremely busy these days since Celeste started walking 6 months ago. Between the girls running temperatures this morning, Celeste, EOE acting up, and them fighting like grown teenagers. On top of vacuuming 3 loads of laundry, fixing garbage disposal so it drains, 3 ways thrivers know, preparing for team call tonight and cooking dinner. It's a madhouse every day. Girls sleep usually 12 to 3 daily. Well, today Celeste slept an hour and a half and decided to wake up 15 minutes into applying hair dye color. Oh, and out of gloves, so hands are purple. Oh no. And then it says Celeste wanted mommy because she isn't feeling well. Oh, there we go. Let's read our hashtags. Real talk, thrive keeps me sane. Thank you. Thrive. Less stress, more patience. Nicer mommy. Time out 6 times this morning. Thrive again. Um, it's hashtag thrive, hashtag makes me, hashtag happier. And then hashtag Celeste isn't sure about hair. And then hashtag no makeup, don't care, and the struggle is real. And then for the comments, we have all, and then I love this so much. And then someone else says, on the bright side, you both look super cute. And Shanann does like kissy faces. And then it says, she writes, thank you, babe. And then it says, time out 6 times. And she wrote, LOL each. Oh, that's 12 timeouts. That's crazy. And then someone wrote, well, girl, I always wondered how you did it before, but glad you have thrive. And she wrote, one thing each day. Oh my God, you guys, that's crazy. All right, so then next we have, we're almost done this one. Oh, she is too cute, I can't. Shanann's right, this is what Celeste looks like after a 4-hour nap. Oh, I think she's adorable. And this is May 2nd, 2017. And the comments say, refueling and ready to test mommy. And Shanann says, LOL. And then someone says, she's ready, set, go. And Shanann laughs again. Someone says, that was a good nap. And Shanann says, normally 3 hours for her daily. The girls are baby-wise babies, LOL. But wait, so she said normally 3 hours for her, but then somewhere else she tells us that, well, I guess 2.5 hours is close enough. And then someone says, ready for the snack. And someone else says, too cute. And then, hi, beautiful CC Bloom. Oh, CC Bloom. That's cute. And then over here we have 6:35 p.m. starts mommy time. It says the face of this endorsement. That's cute. But I guess because it's sad. That's what Neeks is pointing out. And then it says, a great reason to put children to bed early. Putting kids to bed earlier can help mom's mental health, study says, but that's about the mom. What about the kid? And then over here, we have a lot of redactions, and it says, I'm on it. Someone says, hurry. Someone says, I mean, if you like me sane. And then someone says, mine would be up way too early if I did that. One is a good sleeper, though. Yeah, mine would have been 2. They stayed up. I mean, when they didn't have school, they stayed up a little bit later. Not too much, though. They were on a pretty good schedule. But I wasn't so rigid to where, like, we couldn't do things. All right, now let me see real quick for this.
Come here, Cece. It's time for night-night. Stop. All right, guys, I gotta go. I got my hands full. Bye.
She always has her hands full. Okay, so let me see what you guys are saying before I see if we're going to start the next one. Let me see if you guys are good. So how we doing over here? There was 1 inch of extra paper on my end of the paper measuring tape. Yeah, so imagine shoveling your head through an 8-inch hole. Yes. Shoving, yes, cuff you. That's that, right? There's that. So imagine shoving your head through an 8-inch hole. That's terrible, right? Oh my God, Truth, you're probably right, unfortunately. That's so sad. Ugh. Terrible. Yeah, brutal. That's so terrible. Are you guys good if I keep going? I know we started a little bit late because I had some issues. What was another thing I put on here? Oh, this was good, you guys. So I found this video and I've never found this, I'd never heard this creator before. So please make sure that I have to add this to my list. This is Thought-Provoking Videos is the name. Thought-Provoking Videos. And they made this 5 years ago. So it's been a minute. But it's analyzing Shanann Watts' live stream making cookies with daughters. You guys, I have to tell you, when I saw this, I literally was like, I feel like that looked like a video that I would have made. So I really think that this one was important, and I think this person did a fantastic job putting this together. So I'm just going to hide my video for 1 minute. I'm going to like move around and stuff for a sec. Okay, so this one, it says this is an analysis of a live stream with Shanann Watts and her daughters making cookies. Most of you have already seen this. Let me know. I guess put a 1 if you've seen this and a 2 if you have not. But most of you have probably, I'm assuming, seen this one. It's the one where they're making cookies. And I thought that this was such a great point. So when I was doing my research for this today, I was like, this has to get added 100%. So this is an analysis of a live stream, Shanann Watts and her daughters making cookies. Shanann is upbeat and charming, but demonstrates an alarming disconnectedness from her girls. Consistent, she says, with personality disorders that she is suggested to have in other videos on this channel. I have not seen other videos. I do not know this person's credentials, and I am not diagnosing Shanann. However, you know, when I talk about things like, and I don't know that I would have diagnosed her with full-blown factitious disorder on another person. I'm not sure yet. I'm still up in the air about that. The personality disorder thing, I need to look into, but again, I'm never trying to diagnose anybody ever. If I do see that, symptoms of something like narcissism and stuff like that, that's one thing, but I wouldn't say for anyone that they're 100% that diagnosis because I didn't see them in treatment. However, I do think that nowadays we have a ton of video that we never had before that could help. So this said, this contributes to the body of information that puts into question the rejection of Chris Watts' first confession. Normally, making cookies is thrilling for children as it offers loads of opportunity to learn about and interact with ingredients. Senses, it went too fast. Hold on. I don't know. Senses are stimulated and little hands get to practice a variety of novel tasks. And we see this, right, with the kids here. Tasks can be easily adjusted for age and include measuring, sifting, pouring, scooping, stirring, mixing. Steps should be clear and turns taken when appropriate. One should expect a bit of a mess, but with an organized plan and a positive attitude, things should be fun. I agree with all of this 100%. Is there no sound here? No, I guess not. And then it says, tasks are easily adjusted to age and include sifting, measuring. I already said that. Steps should be clear and turns taken when appropriate. I agree with that. So I don't have it muted. They're just not talking yet. Children enjoy both working side by side or together on a task. I agree with that. Children enjoy, same thing, but it's just.
Everybody, say hi, Bella. Show them your lips.
Okay, one thing I will say. So this is the video I was asking if you guys saw them. She says, show them your lips, and about the lipstick. A lot of this stuff. So I think Kelly from Motsy Obsession does something where she looks at a few of the videos, which I haven't seen them all. I want to go back and watch them all. I love how she does her videos. Over here, what I see that I don't think I remember seeing, and I'm sure they're on Kelly's and other people's that I've watched too, I just don't remember ever seeing the comments that was on there. Like this came from Shining Light. I see that in the corner. That's another one I often see these videos on. But if you take notice, they're adorable. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. So we get to see them, and I don't know that I remember them before.
Show me your lips.
So the step up isn't great. Cece has a big metal pot in front of her and a long wooden spoon. Bella has nothing and watches her mom sift the flour. See how eager Bella is to watch the flour get sifted. And look at Cece's face too. I think this was amazing because she slowed it down. While Cece tries to help, the girls are attentive, eager, and self-controlled by normal standards. I agree with all of this. Bella and Cece at an organized activity. So this just shows that they have the ability to do organized, that they have the ability to do tasks that are needed in an organized typed activity, and that they would have been okay with this. And then it says, why is this cookie making activity important for the girls? For one, it was probably a built up, highly anticipated event for them. I agree with that. She probably said, we're going to make cookies. Then we have also doing tasks, learning and playing, often intermingled, are crucial for children as they are wired to seek out experiences in order to grow and thrive. What a word, thrive. This is why they can get very upset when these needs are not met or are blocked. Okay, play allows children to use their creativity while developing their imagination, dexterity, and physical, cognitive, and emotional strength. Play is important to healthy brain development. It is through play that children at a very early age engage and interact in the world around them. And that's from Pediatric Applications, it says. Play is the highest form of research. I love that, you guys. I want to get that. I want to get that on something. All right, so here we go.
Mama,
Cece is attempting to contribute to the task with her spoon. Shanann says,
Stop, Cece.
stop, Cece. Bella wants to interact with the flower. Shanann says, hold on, I know, okay, a lot without listening.
Flower's ready. Flower's ready.
So what just happened? Shanann readied the flower herself. I couldn't get that out. Then pushed it away. Instead of helping, they are told to stop, hold on, etc. Nothing is explained. The activity has already gotten weird and they're getting restless and confused. And I agree with all of that. Bella wants to touch the bowl. Shanann blocks her. Cece stirs an empty pot. It seems to annoy Shanann. See Bella's face as she pushes Shanann's hand away. Then Bella is told to say hi again, and her voice shakes.
Other things. Look, say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. I know. We're going to get more ready right here, okay? Okay? Chris, can we get the baking soda?
Yep.
It's craziness over here.
Cece just lost her pot. How is it craziness that they want to participate? That's what the woman's writing.
Hey, Jen. Say hi, Jen.
Say hi, Jen.
Bella wanted lipstick on like mommy today. Show her your lips. And Cece too. No kisses.
Back to the lipstick.
Right now
That
we're
means
making
it's something to do.
chocolate chip cookies. We're gonna make sugar cookies, Italian cookies. Come on over, Amanda. Lots of cookies.
Cece grabbed the big pot again.
Baking
Cece's
soda.
ready to work.
Hold on, Cece.
Play is the work of childhood, says Jean Piaget.
Hold on.
Cece's face when she's told again to stop. An image that speaks loudly.
Aw, thanks, Jen. Baking soda.
He said, "Oh, thanks, Jen," with a question mark because, oh my God, you guys. So it said, Jen, question mark, because I guess there was never a Jen in the comments over here. And then it says, what baby, what honey, then ignored.
Baby.
That one.
What, honey?
That
Oh, sugar.
one.
I know. Okay, baby.
I know, okay,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
Okay.
Cover your mouth.
Cece. Mama, read that one.
I know, baby.
This will be the highlight of the activity. However, nothing is properly described by Shanann, and the pouring is awkward and confusing. Chris Watt's role is clear. Support Shanann and try to keep the girls content while not initiating anything Shanann hasn't asked for. You will hear him say a multitude of good jobs where Shanann is silent to keep the mood up. You know what I figure out about this too, you guys? Part of Shanann's personality continued to flourish and grow like throughout her relationship, as we all do. And Chris's inability to man up, and I feel like it takes two people to tango here. So I don't want people to think that this is like all Shanann thing. Like where Chris needed to like lift up his skirt and grab his junk and say something. And yes, I said skirt on purpose. As usual, his style is consistent with being in a relationship with someone with strong narcissism and disagreeableness. So that was just that woman's opinion, but I will say that you can see clear signs. But you see that Chris is a narcissist. I know I just said about not diagnosing. I did a lot of research on him too, and he's definitely fits the categories or fits the criteria, in my opinion. But again, I'm not diagnosing him. That's just, I'm just telling you the symptoms I see.
You pour it in the bowl?
Good job, Belle.
I'm not allowed to make a diagnosis online. That's the
Fill it up
thing.
again.
Not that I'm not allowed. That was an old rule. And back then we didn't have video and all that stuff that we have nowadays. So I do think with a good lawyer, it could get fought. But nobody's trying to go through all that. So I just rather keep it on the safe side.
Put it over the bowl. Okay, dump it.
Good job, Belle.
One more.
Now look how happy they
Go
are.
ahead. Now Cece's turn. Can Cece hold it?
Yeah.
And look, they're sharing nice.
Put it over the bowl.
It says, so what do you think Cece will do next?
Wrong
No.
bowl.
Wrong bowl. Okay, hold on.
See how wild my children are?
It's okay. One more, Cece. Put it in the red bowl.
All right, put it right here. Put it right here. Now hold it.
Put it in that bowl. The red
This-
bowl.
this one,
Red
this one,
bowl.
this one.
Good girl.
Good job.
One more time. Okay.
All right.
Sugar's ready.
Sugar's
All right.
declared ready and
Now
shoved
the other
away.
sugar.
The other sugar.
Oh my goodness. Say hi, Papa.
Look how Bella shrinks out of Shanann's way, then how she can barely reply when asked to say hi.
Say hi, Papa.
The social pressures on Bella were unacceptable. So this is the thing. That whole thing about shrugging and stuff, I don't know how much of that was that. In my opinion, I've agreed with everything else. And not that I disagree with it, I just don't see 100% evidence for that. But I will say that I do agree that they did have an expectation of performance, and it was unacceptable. The kid should have been able to, not have to say hi to every single person type thing, or feel like they had to. This says Chris is tucking Cece's hands back in. Bella holding hers.
Hey, Jamie.
So she's holding her hands together.
That's her.
Hold on, Cece. Hold on. That one.
These girls work hard for others, saying hi to guests, showing off their lipstick, and sitting tight while mom reads viewers' comments to herself. This lady was mad. What are they getting in return?
Hold on, we got brown sugar. No, leave that for now. Girls. Cece? No, right here.
And then Bella touches it again. And then Bella puts her hands on her face. Now this green bowl thing. Oh my God, what do you guys say?
Cece, we got more.
Oh, we still have a minute for that.
hi, Pop Pop.
Say hi, Pop Pop.
Say hi, Nana. Say hi, Mimi.
Yeah.
And say hi, Papa.
Yeah. Hey, Pop Pop.
Aw.
Yeah. You guys
I love her. She is just so cute.
making cookies. Bless you.
She's a tissue. Huh. Cece carefully scoops bits of flour into her pot. She's getting some action. Huh.
Thank you, guys.
What are you doing? Says Bella. After Chris wiped Bella's nose, Shanann thanks her audience. When he makes a quip later, she'll laugh at her viewer's comment. Coincidence or done to devalue the other? Wait, what? After Chris wiped Bella's nose, Shanann thanks her audience. When he makes a quip later, she'll laugh at her viewer's comment. Coincidence or done to devalue the other? I don't know what that means. I guess we're about to say, so I'll figure it out.
I don't know why I chose to go live.
Oh, that's nice. Well, look, they said how rude. The big pot Cece has seems to annoy Shanann, and Chris tries to pull it away, but Cece keeps pulling it back since she has nothing else to do besides sucking her finger. This was a good catch. In the next bit, one could say, now we're going to measure out brown sugar and add it to the white sugar. Here, Bella holding the measuring cup again. Instead, Shanann says,
All right, hold this.
Good job.
Hold that.
his voice was shaky
Here, we're going to do this one.
again. Cece is doing an incredible job interacting with the bits of flour she had
Don't dump it
spooned
yet.
into her
Don't dump it.
pot.
Hold
I
it
agree.
tight. Don't dump it yet. Don't dump it. Hold it.
Seems annoyed with Bella's 4-year-old wrist.
Thank you, Jamie. Say hi.
Good job, Belle.
Yep, dump it.
Whoa, good job.
Yucky.
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 You talking about,
Okay,
Cece?
dump it. One more time.
Yucky.
That's not
It's so
yucky.
cute.
Ew.
Brown sugar.
Hold on. We're going to prepare the dough, and then we're going to put it in the refrigerator because that makes the best cookies when they're chilled. Thank you, honey. Hold on. And if Sharon's out there, I'm rocking her LuLaRoe leggings.
Spoon.
You want a spoon?
Bella would like a spoon.
You got a spoon. Look, you had the big wooden spoon.
Cece?
So that is interesting. So oh wait, it says it right here. Did you see or hear that? Shanann hears discussion and wooden spoon and says Cece, meant as stop. Cece says what? Wondering what Shanann wanted. What's more, Chris seemed to be saying spoon a few times, likely hoping Shanann would overhear the request and permit it. This is where he needed to like go get another wooden spoon and give it to the other kid and be like, look, why would you have them cook with you if you weren't going to let them do anything? Like it seems like in his voice, like he knows that it's not okay, but he doesn't say anything. I don't know if you guys just missed that because I was talking.
Cece?
Oh, there you go. She says Cece and the kid says, huh? I went too far, sorry.
Boom.
Cece?
Huh?
There's a spoon.
What?
Why will Chris not get Bella a spoon, but tell her to ask her mother because Shanann, and this one says, is narcissistic and disagreeable, and he knows better to do that and go over her head. So over here, let's take out that part, right? Because I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, these 3 are not with us anymore. So I just want to make sure. Actually, there's 4, little Nico too. But I will say this, right? He does know better than to go over her head.
Let's move on.
I want a spoon. What do you?
Good job. That's a good one.
I want a spoon.
Okay.
Here. Well done, Cece.
Okay, watch out. So we're gonna mix this in here, all the sugars.
Oh, wow.
Lots of sugar.
Oh, wow. You guys are going to be hyped up later.
Sugar.
So you were saying about the woman, I don't know what her credentials are. I did say that at the beginning of the video because I'm really not sure. And I didn't agree with everything she said so far, but I do get what she's saying. Now, again, I am so glad that you said that because the truth is this. Let's be honest. We've all that have been parents or even, aunts or uncles, we all know that. I mean, there's never a time that you're going to be doing cookies where everybody's going to be acting 100% like good boys and girls. Like, that's not how it happens in real life. So I do agree with the over criticizing part. I think that this person is looking at the clip with the behavior part in mind. And that's why they're looking at every little thing, because they even slowed the video down. The video is in like 0.75. So it's usually sped up a little bit more. So even that shows, but I will say I noticed things since she slowed it down that I did not notice the thousands of times I watched it before. So I'm wondering, do we notice more even in our own lives when we slow it down a little bit and take notice of the things going on around us? And again, that's for everyone, not just them.
Okay, we're not putting that in there yet. Not yet.
Wait, Cece.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, I love her. You're right. They could have stirred a little. I hear you. And the careless part, like, who hasn't done that? I would have reached over to.
Say, oh, yeah.
Chris tries to up the tone a bit, but Bella breaks. Look at their hands and heads. I didn't notice this when I watched it before. Look at that.
Bella, no whining.
Now look, everybody's watching. Look, they're watching you. Say hi. Cece.
So I don't know what the woman meant by look at their heads and hands here. The one thing I did notice is that Bella knows that by putting her hands together, it's a way for her to try and again, this is over analyzing, right? But that's what we're doing in the video here pretty much, or just reacting to it. So I do see what she means by the differences and how you see like anxiety there. But again, most kids would do that. I do that, right? I'm probably doing it right now as I speak. Bella crossed her arms, nothing to do or get ready to do. Cece's going for another scoop. Oh yeah, she gets it too.
Good job scooping, though.
Thank you, Juanita.
Bella wants to do it.
Hey.
She probably should have let Bella do it. This rogue moment will also be Bella's only scooping action. Not even messy about it. I do agree. She should have definitely let her do it.
Hey, easy. No. I'll give you. Hold on.
This might turn into a mess.
Or she should have had like, 2 cups or 2 ramekins or something of flour for them that had nothing to do with the baking so that they could like mess it up and not worry about it. And maybe they both pour their ramekins into a bowl and you pretend like it's part of the cookies. I don't know. There's just so many other things that could have been done. So I do say that if anybody is watching this and, just for future reference, if you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, loved ones, neighbors, that you just remember that, these kids, that this was probably an anticipated activity. And one thing I do teach in child development is that you can't tell kids that they're going to do something and then not follow through without expecting them to protest in some way. So whether it be crying, moving something away, yelling, whatever the case may be. And that's what we see going on here, in my opinion.
I got you, Cece.
See how annoyed Shanann is with the sound of Cece's bowl, they said. And you do see her face, but again, that could have just been that it was loud in the camera. Here it breaks down entirely. They want to do or gear up to do something, and Shanann's solution is to get 2 small bowls for them to eat their chocolate chips from. Now, this is the thing. Anybody that knows this story knows that Bella's favorite food is chocolate chips, and Cece loves the chocolate chips too. So in Shanann's defense here, I don't think it was a terrible idea to get them their own little ramekin of chocolate chips, especially since knowing that that's probably one of the next parts of the recipe. I mean, I don't know that because we don't see the whole thing, but that's what you would assume, right? So I do think that was a good idea there. But here, you'll see. They do have a breakdown here. Wait and see how possessive Cece is. Look, they both go for the green bowl. Bella reaches for the green. Like with the big bowl, she had a moment earlier, but Cece grabbed it. And I think we see this often where Cece will, and I love, oh my God, I love these kids, but Cece will steal the moment, if you will, in different ways at different times. But then you'll see Bella. I think these are great videos because you could literally see how behavior develops over time. And that's one of the things we don't have, many, and maybe we don't wait for cases. Maybe I start looking at, like we did that video the one night of the mothers with very live children right now, right? Where they're, they're doing wrong by their children, exploiting them in different ways. The one mom with all the donuts and stuff, or what was it? It was donuts for the one meal, and the other meal she did, or for a snack, she did all the different marshmallows. They were all different shapes and size. It was so much. But so maybe I start doing more of those things to bring awareness to that and maybe stop some of this bad behavior before it's too late. Not that it would have stopped anything here, unfortunately. I mean, however, you never know. Maybe if somebody did step in, I don't know, maybe things could have been different. Who knows?
The orange one? Girls.
Oh, CC Bella.
But they are two individuals, not one individual, called girls. Don't fight. Doesn't help. Again, I've said girls don't fight 1,000 times to my kids. Shanann simply tells them to stop, but doesn't offer anything satisfying. I have to be honest again. I've probably done that in the past too. And again, that doesn't make it right.
You want chocolate? No chocolate? If you want chocolate, you just get this bowl.
And then Cece says, I want it. Mm-hmm.
This one, bigger one?
She just said, I love you to Chris. Listen to that. How cute.
This is the morning.
Listen to that.
This one, bigger one?
She says, I love you.
We're gonna go.
I love you.
This is the
And
morning.
look, Bella's
This is
like pushing
why
her
I
face into a smile there. Like, oh,
love that I thrive.
I
Right?
love that I cried.
It's never a dull moment. Cece.
In fact, a series of dull moments contribute to Bella's breakdown, and she likely knows the big event is ending.
You want the orange bowl?
You want blue?
I have another blue one.
That's
Look
even
at that.
dark blue.
All right, then no chocolates for you. All right, guys, we're gonna go.
And they're her favorite thing.
Okay, Daddy will get you. Okay, Daddy will get you a tissue. Here, Cece. You want some, Bella? No? Okay. We love you guys.
Now look here.
Hannah, oh my goodness. Literally, I am glad I thrived because
So where this woman gets, I'm glad I thrive part, I saw something different here. So I want you guys to look at this part. So what happens here is Cece is pondering over her bowl. You could see her looking down in her bowl, and she goes back and forth with it. She just saw that Shanann put Bella's chips back and said, so now you don't get any. And Cece knows that they're Bella's absolutely. I mean, they're literally, you guys, anybody that knows the story knows that Bella absolutely. There's another video where they're doing, they're making desserts, and Bella has her chips, eats them all, and gets more. And then Shanann says no more after that. And then Shanann goes to get something with Cece, and Bella steals Cece's and hides down and eats them. She loves her chocolate chips. So what I picked up here was that Cece looks almost like she feels bad for Bella in the moment. And she tries to put her chocolate chips into Bella's bowl, thinking, because I do think I heard Bella say, like, it sounded, Shanann says no chocolate, like she says, so you don't want chocolate chips? But I feel like that's not what Bella said. I feel like she would have taken them had Shanann left them there for a minute. But again, I'm doing this more because I want you guys to see Cece.
All right, then no chocolates for you. All right, guys, we're gonna go.
Thank you very much, heard that.
Okay, Daddy will get you. Okay, Daddy will get you a tissue. Here, Cece. You want some, Bella? No. Okay.
She says,
We love you guys.
So now look, Cece looks.
Hannah, oh my goodness. Literally, I am glad I thrived because.
And look, she puts them in Bella's bowl.
Okay.
I did it.
You ate
I did it,
all?
Mommy.
Oh, you don't want them? Okay. You don't have to have chocolate.
And look, Cece's like, what's happening?
But I guess it doesn't.
So, I'm gonna go and
And so I kept looking at
handle
Cece's face.
this and finish these cookies because I gotta go to Costco and get detergent because I forgot it yesterday.
And she keeps
And
looking
then
at the
click this
chocolate
at
chip.
King Supers because I love it now.
Look, she made one sprinkles now.
That's it. That's my day. And finish cooking. Right?
And she's going to start stacking the bowls. Keep herself busy.
Love you guys. See you later. We'll be back.
Love you.
Say bye.
I love her.
Bye. Show me your pigtail, Cece. Show me your hair. All right.
So one of the things that I notice, it says Cece shoves away Shanann's hand. Another reason I love watching these different behavioral aspects on this is because when I watched Kelly do this, one of the things that Kelly picked up on here was that Cece has pigtails. And because she was like, I love you at the end, and I'll rewind it so you guys could see it after I say it. But Cece gets that attention at the end. And so then she like gets happy, and because Shanann gives her that positive reinforcement by saying, Cece, show them your pigtails. And Bella, and this lady, I'm sorry, the lady picks up on something different with the hands that I didn't notice, or that, you know, maybe Kelly didn't pick up on. So that's why I love doing these, because we all pick up on different things.
Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Show me your pigtail, Cece. Show me your hair. All right.
And now Bella just looks like, what am I doing? And then she just turns and gives Shanann a hug. And then for the rest of the video, it goes on for like another minute or so, and Shanann holds her. And that was that video. How we doing over there? Let me see what you guys are saying. She exploited the children. I'm not victim shaming, but it's the truth, says Andrea. Hi, Sim. Sim set? I said Sim like we're besties. We are besties, Sim. You just don't know it yet. Who else do we have here? Hey, you guys. Thank you all for coming. I feel so blessed to have you all here. Thank you. Hey, Deborah. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you. That's so sweet. You guys are so great. Thank you so much. And then Casey says, points out Cece's pony while poor Bella doesn't have any. Exactly. Exactly, Casey. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. Tons of people post their kids online. I don't like it when anyone does it. I agree with you. And this is the thing. We're also from like that generation where we were like the first to put our kids online and stuff. So I get like that we did overshare, including myself, I'm sure, at some point, you know what I mean? But my story, like those things, I think I still have most of them as private. I might not. I should look into that. But there's a ton of things that I don't post online. And so I learned my lesson. So I guess that's my point, is that it's never too late for someone to realize that it's not doing their kid any good. So that if there is somebody out there that's doing it that may not realize what's like happening, that maybe they could then catch themselves and change their way of thinking, right? And I feel the same way about posting other people's kids as well. Yes, the beautiful family. But is it Tisa? Is it a beautiful family? Because he's a monster. He really is. I watched a video with Nancy Grace, and she did a video with, what's her name? Cadle or something. Oh my God, I definitely just butchered her name. If somebody at Cuff you might know it, but she's the one that wrote the book. Is it Matt? I don't know. I don't want to say it wrong, so I'll just wait. But yes, this made me so sad for Bella too. I agree with you, especially because when you look at videos from prior years, Bella has a very bubbly personality. It's not until Cece comes around and Bella starts the live, I mean, Shanann starts live streaming. And again, I don't know that any of this is done on purpose. It just is, right? So, in my opinion, it just is. Um, and I can have an opinion. So I think that when Shanann started to point out how much energy Cece has, because she does, that it started to shape, and we all are guilty of this in some sense in our lives, where we have kids that have different personality traits. And we love them because of it, right? Like, how many times did I say, oh my God, I love that kid about Cece? And it's her personality that gets me. And I love Bella too. But like, I'll say, oh God, that was so cute, whatever. And it's just that outgoing, like funny, like, bubbly personality. So, me included, will sometimes, point those things out and almost positively reinforce them. And now the other kid starts to get, you know, not necessarily ignored, because she'll say things like, Bella's such a good mommy to her dolls and stuff. So she still gives her all of that. But she starts to shape that narrative too, where now Bella is seen as the chill one. That's the good mommy. She's a good, she plays real nice. She stays with her in little things. She cleans up afterwards. And then she'll like pan out to Cece, who's like destroying the living room. And she'll be, and again, I'm not saying that their personalities weren't different. They absolutely were. But you see how, in other words, I wonder, because Bella is so lively, like when she's a little baby. I'll have to find a video for next time. But um, you literally see her personality start to change. And you know who does a good one with that? Kelly from What's the Obsession. I'm like, not, yes, she does Bella's story. You guys need to go check it out. It's like, it's like a multiple part thing. It's like 4 different parts or something. It's awesome. She does a great job, but she goes through what I'm talking about so well. Where she goes through how Bella is an average, normal, developing child. And then as Cece comes, the more attention Cece gets. And then the more it's like, thank God mommy thrives. Like, thank God I thrive. I wouldn't be a good mommy if I didn't thrive. So it's like and again, she's doing it because it's her job, right? She has to do that to sell the product. So I'm not necessarily like, I'm not shaming her in any way. I'm just saying it is what it is. And if anybody else is doing this, maybe think about it more, because it could be having harmful, lasting effects that you might not intend on it having. So let's see. This one's pretty short, and I think Neeks talks more in this one, so I can like get a break from talking a little bit. Let me see. I think this one she does. Okay. It says sisterly love. Oh, come on, Neeks. I think you talk on this one. Oh, and then Shanann writes chokehold. And then somebody says, okay, so if you didn't see that, look at the picture real quick. So in the picture, if you don't have an ability to see this right now, it's a picture of them in their like little chair thing that they have. It like makes you higher. It's like a stool. And they're both in it. And Cece's in front of Bella. And there's 3 pictures. And in the first one, Bella, it's like she's just has her arms around Cece, giving her like a hug. And Cece's hand is starting to go up towards like, almost as if like, watch my neck. Then in the second one, she's dead, like choking her. And then in the third one, Cece is like laughing again. And well, look at Bella. Oh gosh. Well, I don't know about that. And then Shanann writes chokehold. And then the comments say, and these all say redacted, you guys, because they were all redacted. But people were able to see, like, get a lot of these things and save them before they were able to. So here goes the redacted. Well, their names are redacted here. The redacted, not redacted because they're here. So let's look at the comments that were said, but the names and the identities are redacted of the people except for Shanann's. So it says here from the first one, they are so flipping cute. I can't stand it. Look at all that love. And then someone says, that's not sister love. That's Bella trying to choke Cece out. Someone says, look how big Cece's getting. And Shanann writes chokehold. And then someone says, haha, wild ones. Yeah, I would have gotten in trouble, or I would have like not yelled at my kid, but I would have been like, don't do that. Oh, these pictures make me so nervous. Yeah, Sneaks, it gives me anxiety too. So Cece is hanging over a glass table, okay? And instead of Shanann being like, get down, she takes a picture of her. Like this, literally, I don't know if you guys know this, but the number one cause of death for children is accidents of all ages. So throughout your whole childhood, but the type of accident changes. So for example, in the toddler years, this is something that would happen where like the table would fall over on a kid. Whereas in the teenage years, it's more likely to be something like a motor vehicle accident. But one of the comments says, I bet you get a workout every day. And then Neeks writes, the other 6 comments have been deleted since I screenshot them in February of 2022, probably due to replies like this one. So again, Neeks was able to screenshot them before somebody deleted them. And then Shanann says, plus she's not light. That was one of the redacted. Neeks peeks at the deleted material. Oh, wait, hold on. It went by too fast. Okay, it says, Neeks peeks at the deleted material coming up. No need to pause or rewind. Oh. Oh, so I guess that's why she went by it quick, because she's going to go back to it. It says, I bet you get a workout every. Oh, there you go, because she does it one by one after. And it says, took over 15 steps without leaving the house, girl, says Shanann. And then she says, plus she's not light. Someone says, I can imagine. She's adorable, but definitely keeps you on your toes. And Shanann writes, thank you. The hardest part with her is punishing her. She's too smart for her own good, LOL. And then we have, exactly, legacy is so sensitive that every seldom do you have to even get on. Wait, what? Exactly. Legacy is so sensitive that very seldom do you have to even get on to her. Normally, she catches on before I even open my mouth. She has always been one. She is ready for bed by 8 p.m. and sleeps till 7 a.m. Oh God, she's going to say something like that. Every morning. Sometimes you hardly know she's around. Now, Bentley, on the other hand, his broke my surround sound and is into everything, laugh out loud. And then Shanann writes back, Christy, LOL, sounds like us. They both sleep with no problem, but Bella is the sensitive, quiet one. Legacy is so sweet and Bentley is so cute. I can imagine. She's adorable, but definitely keeps you on your toes. And Shanann says, thank you. The hardest part with her is punishing her. She's too smart for her own good. And then we have in another nasally and deleted post, Shanann says, just had to use tweezers to get a French fry out of Celeste's nose. What? Oh wow. That's talent, Cece. Sucking thumb while finger and nose. And then Shanann says, wanna find out how strong your 1 and 2-year-old are? Try holding them down to suction their nose. I needed 4 people to hold these guys down. What? Both? Wow. And then it says the following comments were screenshot on this date. So February 27, 2022. So she's just showing the receipts. All right, here we go. Oh, it says we will come back to these, so I'm going to keep going. All right, the survivors that still exist from this post today. Is she going to show us? Okay, it says, oh my God, so funny. My mom had to do the same thing because one of my brothers stuck an earring up my nose, LOL. And then someone says, at least you didn't have to take her in because she pushed it in too far. Someone says, oh man, I remember when this happened to my friend when we were little. An ER trip happened. At least you got it out at home. Someone says, never a dull moment. Or Shanann says, never a dull moment. And someone says, I'm surprised I haven't had to do that yet. Someone else says, you should make a book and call it The Adventures of Celeste. Someone else says, oh, geez, with a bunch of laugh emojis. You have had a busy day with that ham. And then someone says, ouch. Another one, oh my God, is she okay? Another one says, hilarious, but that could have been bad if you didn't know it was in there or if it got pushed back too far, LOL. So thankful. That's the one thing my kid decided not to do, stick things in orifices. Oh, that was weird to say it that way. Someone else says we had to do that once when our oldest, who was about 3 at the time, shoved a little bright, a clear one, no less, up her nose. Oh, like a light bright. Remember them? I love them. Someone else says, save yourself a trip to the ER, plug opposite nostrils and blow in their mouth. It will shoot right out. Wait, what? Plug the opposite nostril and blow in their mouth. It will shoot right out. Oh my God. Somebody said, bah, ha, 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 ha. Someone else said, oh my God. Someone said, oh girl, you haven't lived until you've had to use super glue on a Q-tip to get a bead out of a nose. What? It's a blast, right? Oh my God. These people are very resourceful. Someone else says, was that out of the vent with the cereal? You guys, that was shade. Someone said, was that out of the vent with the cereal? The one day she like shows everyone and she's like, look, Celeste is eating cereal out of the vent. She says, thank goodness you got it. Someone else says, oh my God. Then we have, and you laughed at me when I had to get a tweezer to remove a carrot from Talon's nose. Oh, I bet that's how she knew to use a tweezer. That wasn't a bad idea. Someone else says, oh no, I once put a Tic Tac up my nose when I was a toddler. And then someone says, with my daughter, when she was about 3, it was unpopped popcorn kernel. Oh my God. Someone else said, oh my God, is she okay? She's full of tricks, LOL. Someone else says, oh my God, with like, oh my gosh, face type emoji. One time when I was babysitting as a teenager, I had to use tweezers to get a pretzel stick out of a little boy's nose. The things kids do. Oh my God, I guess a lot of people do this. Somebody else said, oh boy, sounds like the CC train kept chugging today, full of steam ahead. Oh my gosh, did you guys ever have to do that? I'm not judging. It is what it is. At least I got it out. Then it says, with my daughter, when she was about 3. Oh, we already read that one. All right, we read them. Oh, Shanann's deleted post with their comments. Oh, this was the comment that was with it? So the one that said about the popcorn kernel, Shanann writes back, oh my. Oh my gosh, Neeks, you're good at this. Or whatever, however she got this. And then the one about the cereal vent, Shanann says with like laughing emojis, no, it was dinner. And then someone else, Alicia didn't have to take her in because she pushed it in too far. And Shanann says, I caught it in time because she was pushing it in. It was a little piece, this kid. And then the person that said the daughter was 3 with the unpopped popcorn kernel. Oh, she writes, oh my. And then Shanann shakes her head on another one and laughs at another one. Someone said, is she okay? And she laughed. She laughed. Like the kid did. Oh my, you guys. And then the next thing says, I see this as not being the last. Wait, I see this not being the last, considering she was laughing. That says Shanann. Someone says, yeah, mama, about had a meltdown. It was definitely daddy to the rescue on that one. And then Shanann says, Angie, I don't trust Chris with tweezers. I never saw that. Wow. I don't trust Chris with tweezers. I guess she was just saying, like, I'm sure she didn't mean anything by that. And then Shadan says, oh no, be on the lookout. Oh boy, sounds like CC train kept chugging today, full steam ahead. And Shadan says, oh my God, girl, thank goodness she napped for 4 hours. I needed the break from cleaning up over and over again. And the person laughed. And then that's the other thing, you guys. I don't know if it's like she likes things to be in order. If you ever see the house, you could see that clearly. But she had to clean the house a million times a day. I used to I did that for a minute and then I was like, just do it like 3 times. And like, who cares? Let it go for an hour or so. Like, I don't know. I wonder if she would have gotten more lax on that. I'm not sure. And then someone says, oh my God, so funny. My mom had to do the same thing because one of my brothers stuck an earring up my nose and she laughs. At least you didn't have to take her in because she pushed it in too far. I caught it in time. We already read that one. The next one says, oh, look at Cece, how cute. She has a filter. This one says, this kid knows how to work it. And then she's such a tart. I love how spunky she is. And then Shanann says, she's a character. Someone says, oh goodness, you can't help but adore her. Shanann says, especially when she's in trouble, she gives the mischievous laugh and says, Mommy, I love you. And then someone says she knows how to do it. Super cute. She has your smile. Oh, and then this all says, someone says, she's such a tart. I love how spunky she is. And then it says, but adore her. She has your smile. We read that. She reminds me so much of my sister when she was little. LOL. This is really sad. Oh, how absolutely adorable. And then happy birthday, baby girl. I hope it's truly heavenly. Oh, that was like from after, unfortunately. And then next we have punishment in the Watts home. So let's see. Am I going to have to read more, Neeks? I guess so. So this one says, I was punishing Bella and told her to go in timeout. And Cece knew I meant business. So she went in timeout too, just in case. That's actually funny. And it's not abnormal. That's really cute. But then this one says, so that was November of 2016. Then in January, so a few months later, like 2 months later, someone was not a sweetie this morning. Hashtag timeout. She did not like it. I know. Bad mommy. Oh, look at her hysterical. And she's taking pictures. I don't love that. Like over here, fine, the kids like laughing, which still that probably defeats the purpose, but punishment. What does baby wise say? Oh, I don't remember that picture. It says, after babies reach only 6 months of age, parents are instructed to begin punitive disciplinary measures such as squeezing or swatting of the child's hands. What? You guys, she does this. What? Oh my God. 6 months? That could hurt their nose, you guys. Like, oh my God, like the nose isn't all the way developed like that. Ugh. Swatting of the child's hands or isolation in the crib for rebellious infractions, including foolishness. Oh God, that sounds like some Ruby Frankie shit. Mischievous defiance or even playing with food on the high chair tray. What? Ezo explains to parents that the use of pain and discomfort can be essential disciplinary tools. After age 2.5, children who have toilet accident are required to clean themselves up. What? And then someone said, I think it's about time she comes out of the crib. And Shanann says no in capital letters. You guys, real quick. Kids should not be punished for accidents. First of all, about 5 to 7 million kids between 5 and 7 will pee themselves tonight, and they will wake up feeling very alone and feeling like they're the only kid their age that peed themselves. And so that's an important statistic to share with them. And you could look it up. I don't know if it's changed. That was as of like a few years ago, but it's probably around the same. And the reason being is during that age, our bladders are still developing. And so this is even later. So forget 2.5, where you're just learning how to like, or your bladder at 2.5, that's when your bladder starts to be able to hold itself longer. So that's why potty training usually occurs around that time. Anything before that, you're almost setting the kid up for failure. They're going to wind up peeing themselves. It is what it is. They can't hold it all the time. But in the middle of the night, just so you guys know, at like 6 or 7 years old, even I think it might have been, the statistic might have been, now that I'm thinking about it, it was like ages 5 to like 7 or 8. It was like a few years. I think that's what it was, 5 to 7 or 8. I'm going to look up the statistics so I get back to you guys on that for sure. No, it's 5 to 7. I know for a fact it's 5 to 7. So there's a few million kids tonight that will pee themselves between that age. And it's because their bladder has an inability. So their bladder creates more urine during sleep at that time. And the kids will eventually, I think almost all of them, usually they said grow out of it. But it's something, it's like a phenomenon that they see. I don't know if anybody else has ever, but I like actually did like a little bit of research on that years ago for something. I forget what it was for. Obviously somebody peed themselves. I just don't remember who, and I was probably trying to make them feel better. That sounds like something I do. So I looked up a statistic to show them that they weren't the only one. Okay, oh, I skipped a cute picture of Cece. So right on the nose it says, and then over here it says, I've asked other people if they noticed how red Celeste's nose seems, and I'm not the only one to notice it. Oh, is this just going to be music? I don't want to get copyright. Yep. It says, if you've been wanting to try Thrive, but money's been the reason you haven't started, message me. I have a special just for you. What? Paying it forward, giving back. I want to help you feel your best. Oh my God, the Thrive. I didn't see that part. Oh my God. And then someone says, shiny little red nose. That's how it's done. So precious, so cute, so sweet. Oh my God, look how cute she is with her hair. And then this is just a new photo she had. It says she has a nose like Danielle's when she was little. Oh, I think she looks just like Shanann's mom. This one says, okay, hope they feel better soon. Her cheeks are so red. XO. And then Shanann says, thank you, love. She was feverish. Love you. Then we have, oh, I don't like this one. I was going to say there's a video, and this is it. So I think what happened was, you know, when you're turning your camera around, like, so I think she was videoing something like the opposite way. And when she goes to turn the camera around, I think it like catches this. Or this might be one where she just gets it in the video. I'm not sure, but there's a few of them, quite a few. That almost looks like it hurts. It says, it's nap time. Is it nap time yet? This kid has me on my toes, that's for sure. Busted her mouth, then continues to climb on things. I was given 5 kids in one with this one. Wait, does holding her nose, did she mean like her nose was bleeding? I don't know. I'm trying to like give her the benefit of the doubt. It says Black Label to the rescue. That's the one that had like the extra caffeine or something. Oh, look at her there. How cute. And then she's climbing again. This one says, much attention. And then it says, something like that passes on through generations, in my opinion. I see that she pinched the girls, and I wonder, did Shanann's mom ever pinch her? Childhood is everything. Well, I'm back to doing more research, LOL. At the end of the day, Shanann and her baby certainly did not deserve what happened to them, and Chris Watts is an effing monster. Where did you read that she pinched the girls? I'm just reading what's on the screen. And I'm sure we're going to get an answer. We are. So the answer is bruising is the most common external sign of child abuse and is almost common in everyday childhood activities. As toddlers and children move forward, they may fall or bump into objects that can lead to bruising. Normally, children who fall develop bruises that are located on their forehead, elbows, shins, and knees. Areas that are more likely to be bruised due to intentional injuries are the buttocks, genitals, um, perineal area, chest, and back. Some bruises show patterns that may suggest the form of trauma. Examples are slap marks from fingers, bite marks, and pinch areas like nose or earlobes. The behavior of pinching the bridge of the nose seems to be very soft, but it is actually very harmful to the baby's nostril health. See? Nasal health. I said nostril health. I meant nasal health. This is because compared with adults, babies' nasal passages are shorter. The posterior nasal passage is narrower, and there is no nose hair. If an adult always pinches the bridge of the baby's nose with his hands, it's equivalent to constantly stimulating the baby's nasal cavity. Oh, hold on, you guys. I have to go let Thor out. He's going to keep barking if I don't. Oh, I have so much stuff over here. I have to like slide out. Hold on, Thor. I'm coming. Okay, I'm back. All right, here I go. We're almost done this. Okay, let's see what it says next. We'll finish this video out. So then after that, we get to here, and it says Frank Shanann's dad interview with federal agents.
They got punished for any reason.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to miss that.
The girls, when they were out there, they got punished for any reason. Even at the house here, they'd always cry for daddy. Daddy, daddy, daddy. Like, you know, daddy's the easy one. They can get away with everything. You know, go in the corner. Oh, daddy, daddy, daddy.
Okay. Bed.
That's the one I remember. So did you notice it was like the camera? So look again. Ready?
Bed.
Did Santa leave?
She said bad.
He leave? Santa went bye-bye.
Daddy home.
Daddy home?
No.
No.
And then it says Santa leaves and she turns the phone toward the stairs. See? Then she has both hands, one for pinching, the other has CC. Not sure what's happening here. I'm guessing the camera view switched. I don't know. That face, though. I agree. Oh, look at it. Oh. I think she shows it again.
Bring you.
What Santa bring you, Cece?
She just did it again.
Poppy slippers
You
and
got poppy
a water
slippers?
bottle?
It says warning.
Those are...
Oh my God, you guys, I never caught this one. She did it again. Now, somebody could be saying that she's like wiping her nose, but wouldn't you get a tissue? Wow. That's crazy. Bella's vision board.
Stuff on the board.
More stuff on the board, okay. But what would you want? What do you want to do? Do you want to do any? That's so
She did it
sweet.
again.
So
she
I
just
think
did
he
it
took her
again.
upstairs so she wouldn't distract me because he saw me on a live video. Hey, Mitch. Say hi, Mitch. Say hi, Ruby. We say hi, Ruby? Say hi, Ruby. You got yogurt face. Say hi, Ruby. Please? No?
She just did it again to her ear.
You're so silly. Say bye. No, look at me. Say bye. Say bye.
She clearly does not want to be in the video. Oh, well. So she touches or grabs her there.
Come here.
Here. I hate that video. This one.
Come here. Come here, Bella.
They'd always cry for daddy. Daddy, daddy, daddy.
Bella, you sit on his lap with Bella, Cece? Here.
I don't want Santa. Daddy. I could not believe she made her. This kid was so scared of Santa. You have no idea. If you guys have never seen that video, you have to look it up. If you just put in the Christmas video where Celeste freaks out with Santa, this video is like, oh my God, trigger warning. But they only show a tiny bit of it. She pooped her pants. Santa scared her. She said she pooped her pants. Santa scared her. That's crazy. All right, what's going on over here, you guys? Is that an interview after the girls are dead? He almost seemed like he was talking down about them. It was after. And he wasn't talking down about them. Frank was very honest. And again, a lot of this stuff, I think Frank just wanted to make sense of what happened. He also was heartbroken because he did not picture Chris. And she had just spent the past 5 weeks, I think it was, with them, with her parents in North Carolina. So she had just gone home. And I think he felt like if I was just there, but obviously he wasn't because he doesn't live there and that's not his, responsibility. But as a parent, I'm sure that he wanted to protect his daughter type thing. So, and he said, I'm sure. That video is horrifying. It so is, Andrea, isn't it? But let me stop. Stop video. Oh, not that one. Wrong one. How do I stop sharing? Hold on. Oh, I have to take it down off the stream. Oh my God. I will get used to this new streaming software. It's crazy. But you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me for this long. I did not realize how long we have been on here. It's been like 2.5 hours. So I'm not going to keep you any longer. I appreciate you guys being here. Would you guys be interested in another one like this? Or would you guys rather, not rather, but do I do the next live on this? Or do I do it on Casey Anthony? Or do I do it on Jody Arias? Maybe I'll put a poll. I'll post a poll. That's what I'll do. But you guys still tell me here, because since you were here tonight, you guys get first dibs. So if we have something overwhelming here, I wouldn't even put it on a poll. I'll just do what you guys say. And hopefully you all join me again. Look out for me. I feel like my normal time that I'm starting to get used to is 9 Eastern. So I don't know what that is for you. So I guess 6 if you're on the West Coast. I think is an hour difference Central. I don't know, but you guys know. So around 9 Eastern is when I've been finding like it's a good time to go live. My husband works really early in the morning, so he usually goes up around that time. So I'm like, goodbye, everybody. And I get off right around when Thor becomes an a-hole, right? So that happens at 12:30. So look at that. I finished just in time. There you go. Yes, thank you, mods. Thank you, Wendy, for saying that. Thank you to the mods. You have no idea how much I appreciate you guys. And thank you to all of you for sticking this out with that crazy beginning that we had with the other live. So thank you so, so much for coming over to this live. I definitely didn't know that would happen. So put it on that kid. Oh, put on that kid I sent you. This is the thing, Truth. I need to look more into the to that myself. But you're right. That's a crazy. We do have to put that on. But I need to create a live for that, where the other ones, I feel like I know them like the back of my hand, but we will get to that one for sure. 9 Eastern is 6 Pacific time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully you'll come join me tomorrow. And I will put up a poll, but please let me know if you have a preference in the chat. And again, the 3 that I'm going to put out there right now is either another Watts live, We could do Casey Anthony, or we could do Jodi Arias. And then we will get that kid in too. I have a lot of time before I go back. At least it seems like a lot of time. I'm sure in like 2 weeks I'm going to be crying that it's almost over. All right, you guys, have a great one. I wish you all a fabulous day, night. Look, I made my shirt. I'm so proud of myself. I'm going to, now that I have Streamlabs, like I said before, if you weren't here in the beginning, I could do the wheel thing. So I'm going to try to figure it all out and then maybe do like a members live where we give out like a t-shirt, but I make it. How special is that, right? You get a homemade t-shirt from me. There you go. When things, when I get bigger, then I'll start sending you guys all kinds of stuff. How about that? You're my favorite channel. I don't care what the topic is. Shut up. Thank you, Jenny. And I say that with love. When I say shut up or I want to punch you or something, it's a loving, it's an Italian thing. I love you to pieces. Could grab your cheeks. All right, good night, you guys. Everybody have a great night. Thank you again for joining me. Hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow at around 9 o'clock, so look out for it. I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys. Thank you, mods. You are all amazing.